Are you thinking about moving to Salt Lake City? I got 5 things you definitely need to know before doing that, because I would hate to see you waste your money if it's not the right place for you. Hey, by the way, my name's Edward Fuller, local real estate agent out here in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you want to get in contact with me, my information is below. There's also a link to my website where you can visit and register, and I personally will reach out to you. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 things that you definitely need to know before uprooting your family and moving on out here to this wonderful state, because one of these actually might change your mind. So let's jump on into it, shall we? So starting with the first reason that the first thing you definitely need to know is about the air quality. Unfortunately, Utah ranks number 48th in the nation for unhealthy days, and it's due to a meteorological phenomenon or event called inversion. And since the topography of the Salt Lake Valley is a big bowl in the winter months, so typically this lasts from November to March. And what happens is we get cold air that settles down the valley, warm air that stacks on top of it. So it basically acts like a big old lid. So dust, pollen, whatever have you just gets trapped in there. Excuse me. But don't worry, because it's, like I said, it's only during these winter months. So 72% of the days are actually healthy. So 2/3 of the days, or 3/4 of the days, are healthy days. But that's definitely number 1. 2 is getting around town here. So Utah has a very unique street or dress system. If you've ever been to towns, I feel like everybody that comes here, they take a little bit to get used to it, but I think it's absolutely amazing. It's really, really easy because it's just a big old grid. So as long as you understand that the temple is the 0, anything south of that is going to be your souths. Anything north of that is going to be your norths. And then you have Main Street. Anything east towards the bigger mountains, those are your east coordinates. Anything west of that is your west coordinates. So, for example, if I go 1 block south of the temple, that's 100 south. If I go 1 block east of Main, that's 100 east. And then if I go the other way, west, that's 100 west. If I go north of Temple, block north, 100 north. Pretty simple. However, with locals, I feel this is where outsiders kind of maybe get a little confused, because sometimes you'll hear, I'm off of 106 south. Okay, so 1 block south of Temple? Nope, they mean 10,600 south. So locals can make it a little bit confusing. If you've lived here for a little bit, 90th is 9,000 south. So just little dumb things like that. But for the most part, if somebody says 4,500 south and 3rd east, you should be able to find it relatively easy. So number 3 is weather. We obviously have some amazing snow, but there is some drawbacks to all that snow. Obviously, we have the best powder. We've got 9 ski resorts literally an hour away from Salt Lake City. And you have Brighton, Alta, Snowbird, Solitude, Powder Mountain. You have a ridiculous amount of ski resorts. And we also have the resume to back it up, because we did have the 2002 Winter Olympics. And fun fact, we had the fastest ice due to the elevation here. Hard, super fast. I believe a lot of records were broken that year. So the downside, in the valley, we do get a decent amount of snow. From January, we average about 12 inches. January, we average about 13 inches. December, it's a little bit less, right around 12. Then it's about 7 in November. So a decent amount of snowfall in the valley. And when I say this is the bad part, everybody forgets how to drive in the snow every year, regardless of how long you've lived here. I feel like there's an acclimation period. So commuting can be a little bit awkward. It can be messy at times. It can be very long, especially when we get some, deep snow on the freeway. It slows things down a little bit. So that's something to consider about the commute is the winter. A lot of snow. Number 4 thing you definitely need to know, this is one of the most family-friendly states I have ever been to. And some of the reasons, so actually Lending Tree voted Salt Lake City number 6th most kid-friendly town in the United States. So that's pretty neat. Also, we have the a high stat of children in the homes. Over 75% of homes have at least one children. The average child per household is 3.3, and the nation's average is only 1.7. So you can see there's a lot of young kids in this state. Number 4th in birth rate, clearly, with all the kids that we have. And actually 30% of the state here is under 18 years of age. I mean, craziness. And don't worry, because if you don't have a family and maybe you're a single guy moving here, out of the 3.8 million people that populate this place, 49% of those are women. So you can probably find a wife and start your family. As far as recreation for kids, you have the Living Planet Aquarium, Living Planet Aquarium, Clark Planetarium, Lagoon, Hogo Zoo, Mulligan's just down the street from me. There's all kinds of great places for these family fun environments. And then number 5, not everybody here is Mormon, or as it's more commonly known, LDS, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's obviously the predominant religion here, but not everybody is Mormon. Actually, only 49% of the population would be considered, of the Mormon religion, and of that 49%, 28% of those are actually active each and every Sunday, churchgoers. But we should honestly probably thank the Mormons for settling in this valley, because back in the 1930s, or 1830s, they, were trying to get away from religious persecution and ended up here in this wonderful valley. So hats off to the Mormons for picking somewhere absolutely spectacular. Some of my honorable mentions, believe it or not, we actually do have a vibrant nightlife. A lot of party areas, Main Street specifically. We even have a couple breweries, actually quite a few breweries, and some whiskeys. Black Feather actually comes to mind. That is a local whiskey that is brewed here. It is distilled here. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. So that's it. That's the 5 things that you really needed to know before you moved here. Hopefully you still want to come. If you want to get in contact with me, my information's down below, or you can go over to my website and shop some of the homes that are available. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I love you all. God bless. Have a great day.